Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen.
Messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka to come forward and lay the papers to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 3rd September 2024. The County Annual Development Plan for the financial year 2025-2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. That paper is hereby committed to Trade, Economic Planning, and Industrialization Committee. Thank you. May I, at this point, as well invite Honorable Stephen Mwandi, Vice Chairperson Committee on Appointment, to come forward and lay another paper. Honorable Mwandi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 3rd September 2024. The 7th report of the Committee on Appointments on vetting of nominees for appointment to the positions of County Executive Committee member, Water Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of Secretary to the County Public Service Board. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, may I invite Honorable Philip Ndolo, Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, to come forward and lay another paper. Honorable Ndolo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 3rd September 2024. Report of Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of report of Auditor General on financial statement of Mavoko Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. 2. Report of Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the report of Auditor General on financial statement of Municipal Council of Mavoko Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Stephen Mwandi, Vice Chairperson, Committee on Appointment, come forward and give a notice of motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to give notice of the motion that this House adopts the 7th report of the Committee on Appointments on Vetting of Nominees for appointment to the positions of County Executive Committee member, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of the Secretary to the County Public Service Board, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 3rd September 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Sections 35, 58, and 58A of the County Governments Act 2012, Sections 4 and 6 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order Number 184, this House approves the nomination of Rose Kamene Mwanthi as CECM, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of Juliana Ndunge Mutesia as Secretary to the County Public Service Board. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. May I as well invite Honorable Philip Ndolo, Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, to come forward and give another motion. Honorable Ndolo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to give notice of motion that pursuant to Standing Order 185, this House adopts the report of Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the report of Auditor General on financial statement of Mavoko Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022, laid on the table of this House on 3rd September 2024.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka to come forward and make some statements. Honorable Minority Leader, you can hold his brief. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Judas Mbirindao, representing the great people of Matu. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee met on 2nd September 2024 to prioritize business for the House as forwarded by the committees and honorable members pursuant to the provision of the Standing Orders number 151, suborder 6D. The committee balloted business as follows. Tuesday morning, 3rd September 2024, 10 a.m. A statement on what the Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works is doing to ensure completion of Matu Hospital, RUP and Equity Lane project. That is to be prosecuted by Honorable Judas Ndawa, the MCA for that ward. B, report of the Committee on Appointment on Vetting of Nominees for appointment of the positions of Executive Committee member, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of the Secretary to the County Public Service Board. That is going to be prosecuted by the Deputy Speaker, who is the Vice Chair of the Appointment Committee. C, motion on the alteration of the Assembly calendar and adjournment of the House for recess pursuant to calendar of the Assembly. That is going to be prosecuted by Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, who is the Majority Leader. Tuesday morning, again, we have a response to a statement sought on status of roads within the county. Oh, sorry. Yes. Tuesday. Yes, thank you. Tuesday, 1st October 2024, 10 a.m. Response to a statement sought on status of the road within the county. That is going to be presented by Honorable Mwoki Musila, who is the Chairperson, Transport, Roads and Public Works Committee. B, report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Mavoko Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. And that will be prosecuted by Honorable Philip Ndolo, the Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. May I, at this point, invite Honorable Judas Ndawa, the Minority Leader, to come forward and make a statement on status of Matu Hospital Loop and Equity Lane roads. Honorable Ndawa, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Before I read the statement, I want to share with the House that morning I lost my brother last night. It's only fair to share with my colleagues.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that aware that Article 185, Sub-Article 3 of the Constitution, state that the County Assembly, while respecting the principles of separation of powers, may exercise oversight over the County Executive Committee members and any other County Executive organ. Aware that under the 4th schedule of the Constitution, the county government are responsible for the county transport, including county roads, traffic, parking, and public roads transport. Aware that the previous regime in the previous regime, the Assembly allocated funds for construction of flagship projects in various wards, including roads projects. Informed that during that period, Matu Hospital Loop and Matu Equity Lane roads, which are in Matu Ward, were among the projects. Cognizant that most of the work in these projects have been done. Sorry. Allow me to use this in order to see properly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to start the statement again.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, aware that Article 185, Sub-Article 3 of the Constitution states that the County Assembly, while respecting the principles of separation of powers, may exercise oversight over the County Executive Committee members and any other county executive organs. Aware that under the 4th schedule of the Constitution, county governments are responsible for the county transport, including county roads, traffic, parking, and public roads transport. Aware that in the previous regime, the Assembly allocated funds for construction of flagship projects in various wards, including roads project. Informed that during the period, Matu Hospital Loop Road and Matu Equity Lane Road, which are in Matu Ward, were among the project. Cognizant that most of the works in the projects have been done and only few works remaining to be completed. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 40 of the Assembly Standing Orders, I wish to seek a statement from the County Executive Committee member, Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works, on the strategies that the department has put in place to ensure that these projects are completed and the expected date of completion. Honorable Speaker, I wish to request for 1 minute to give an history of the project, if you allow. I would also request that you also allow 2 or 3 members to ventilate on the said project. Honorable Speaker, The hospital Louvre Road and the Equity Lane were treated as one road. And it had three components. Component number one was Cabro works. And component number two was drainage works.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Component number three was
Point
the
of
road
order, Madam
itself.
Speaker.
So, Honorable Speaker, the drainage works was done and completed. Cabro works was done and completed. The only bit which was left is the road. And Honorable Speaker, earthworks were done. It's only a very small bit which is remaining. In fact, we only need
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
one coat of maram, and we
Allow
apply.
him to finish, Honorable
Yes,
Member.
we apply.
But
or
I
we
wish you
pour-
could just listen.
we pour the tarmac. So, Honorable Speaker, that is all what I want to share with the House, and request that this thing
Point of order, Madam
be
Speaker.
taken with the seriousness it deserves. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Point of
Yes.
order.
Madam Speaker,
Didn't hear mine or something?
Honorable Speaker, that aware that standing order number 27(2) provides that the Speaker shall interrupt the business at 12:30 p.m. for the morning sitting. Aware that the standing order number 27(3) provides that the House may resolve to extend sitting time. Aware that the standing order number 27(4) requires the motion to extend sitting time to be moved at least 30 minutes before the time appointed of adjournment. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the motion that the House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business is completed. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I call Honorable Majority Leader to second.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Majority. I propose the question that the House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business is completed. I put the question that the House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business is completed. As many are of the opinion say ayes, as many are of the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it.
Ventilation.
Members, as per the request of Honorable Ndawa, I could allow a few members to ventilate on this statement. Honorable DS.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Stephen Mwande, representing the great people of Kalakala, Ekatini Ward. Madam Speaker, I would support that statement, probably for the CECM to shed some light on that same project, owing to the fact that that road gives us access to Matu level 4, and which is currently being elevated to level 5. So our expectation is that the road should be or will be completed soonest possible for the residents to get that service. And also the Equity Lane, it's also just in the middle of Matu town with serious businesses. So our expectation is if that some project could be completed on time, our residents could get the best services from this county government. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Kavio.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support the statement and also the sentiment shared by the Deputy Speaker, because, Madam Speaker, that road will help open up the Matu town, and also the virtue that it serves the hospital, that will grant some added advantage in terms of accessibility. And also, Madam Speaker, you also need to note that already a substantial amount of public funds have already been used in doing the groundworks, so it will only be prudent if the road is completed so that it can start preparing Matu to be ready to be conferred the municipality status. So we just need to start putting some structures in place. And also, I think it is the headquarter of IATA. So, and also there are so many people that normally apply that route, especially when there's any form of accident. That road can be used as a diversion, because if you're aware, Madam Speaker, when there is normally some traffic snarl up around that area, sometimes for hours it becomes a challenge either to exit Matu or to come in if you are coming. So with that loop road, you'll find even some of the traffic that do not have any activity within the town can be using that route. So I support, and we request the Department on Roads to move with speed and ensure the people of Matu can start enjoying the service as soon as possible. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, I wish to commit that statement to the Roads, Transport and Public Works Committee to report on or before 1st of October 2024. Thank you, members. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report on vetting of nominees for appointment to the positions of CECM, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of the Secretary to the County Public Service Board.
May I invite Honorable Stephen Mwandi, Vice Chairperson, Committee on Appointment, to come and take us through the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that this House adopts the 7th report of the Committee on Appointments on vetting of nominees for appointment to the positions of County Executive Committee member, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of the Secretary to the County Public Service Board, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 3rd September 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of sections 35, 58, and 58A of the County Governments Act 2012, sections 4 and 6 of the Public Appointments County Assembly Approval Act 2017, and Standing Orders 184, this House approves the nomination of Rose Kamene Mwandhi, CCM Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of Juliana Ndunge Mutisia as Secretary to the County Public Service Board. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And so I call upon Honorable Francis Kitaka to second the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Mwandi. Honorable Kitaka? Thank you, too. I now propose the question that this House adopts the 7th report of the Committee on Appointments on vetting of nominees for appointments to the position of County Executive Committee member, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change, and that of the Secretary to the County Public Service Board, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 3rd September 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 35, 58, and 58A of the County Government Act 2012, Section 4 and 6 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order 184, This House approves the nominations of Rose Kamene Mwandi as the CECM, Water, Irrigation, Environment, and Climate Change, and that of Juliana Ndunge Mutisia as Secretary to the County Public Service Board. Before I invite members to debate on this matter, I request the mover to take us through the highlights of the report. Honorable Mwandi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, if you allow me, I'll just go through the forward. I'll go through, if you allow me, I'll go through the forward, which has given all the highlights of the members.
Yes.
And maybe members will go through the reports because I believe
For
it's
themselves.
already on their gadgets.
That is in order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Pursuant to Article 179, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution and Sections 30, Subsection 2D and 58, Subsection 1C of the County Governments Act Number 17 of 2012, Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County forwarded to the Speaker of the County Assembly notifications of nomination of 1. Ms. Rose Kamene Mwandi for consideration and subsequent approval by the County Assembly for appointment as the County Executive Committee member CCM Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change via letter reference GMC/2/OOG Volume 1/007 dated 30th July 2024. And 2. Ms. Juliana Ndunge Mutisia for consideration and subsequent approval by the County Assembly for appointment as Secretary to the County Public Service Board via letter, reference number GMC/2/OOG/Volume 1/008 dated 30th July 2024. Pursuant to Standing Order 39 Suborder 1 and 42 Suborder 2, the Speaker of County Assembly read the message from Her Excellency the Governor, Machakos County on Tuesday, 13th August 2024, communicating the names of the nominees. Further, pursuant to Section 7, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointments, County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, and Standing Orders 39 Suborder 3C and 184 Suborder 4, the names of the nominees were committed to the Committee on Appointments for approval, hearings, and reporting to the House within 21 days. Consequently, and in accordance with Article 196 Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution, Section 7, Subsection 5 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017 and Standing Order 42 Suborder 5 and 6, the clerk of the County Assembly, through an advert placed in the print media on Thursday, 15th August 2024, notifying members of public and the nominees that the Committee on Appointments would conduct approval hearing on Monday, 26th August 2024, at the Assembly chambers. The advert invited members of public to attend the approval hearings and or submit any information or comments on suitability or otherwise for appointment of the nominees. The submissions were to be made by way of sworn affidavits and had delivered to the office of the clerk of the Assembly on or before 21st August 2024. By close of the submission deadline on 21st August 2024, the committee had not received any memoranda regarding the nominees' suitability for appointment. The nominees appeared before the committee as scheduled on Monday, 26th August 2024, for approval hearings in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, and the County Assembly of Machakos Standing Orders. Pursuant to Section 7, Subsection 8 and 9 and Section 8 of the Public Appointments County Assembly Approvals Act 2017, the committee observed that the nominees met the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, demonstrated knowledge and experience on the portfolios to which they had been nominated, and the requisite academic qualifications, training, and professional experience. The nominees scored above the pass mark of 60% set by the committee as follows. Roman 1. Ms. Rose Kamene Mwanthi, nominee County Executive Committee, member CCM, Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change. She scored an average marks of 72.8%. And 2, Ms. Juliana Ndunge Mutisa, nominee Secretary to the County Public Service Board. She also scored an average marks of 85.4%. Having conducted the approval hearings for the nominees pursuant to Article 179, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution, Section 30, Subsection 2 and 2D, and 58, Subsection 1C of the County Governments Act, Sections 4 and 9 of County Public Appointments, County Assembly Approvals Act 2017, and Standing Orders 184, Sub-Order 4, the committee recommends that the House 1 approves the nomination of Rose Kamene Mwanthi for appointment as County Executive Committee member for Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change by Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County. And 2, approves the nomination of Ms. Juliana Ndunge Mutesia for appointment as Secretary to the County Public Service Board by Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County. The committee is grateful to the offices of the Speaker and that of the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded during the execution of this task. I wish to express my appreciation to the honorable members of the committee for their dedication and participation in this exercise. On behalf of the Committee on Appointments and pursuant to Section 14, Subsection 3B of the County Governments Act, Section 9, Subsection 1 of the the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017 and Standing Order 179, Sub-Order 6, it is now my duty and privilege to present to the House for the 7th report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearing of the nominees for appointment to the positions of County Executive Committee member for Water, Irrigation, Environment and Climate Change and Secretary to the County Public Service Board by Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, I invite members to debate this motion. Honorable Ndawa, Honorable Johanna. I saw another hand. Honorable D. Kivuva.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, the member representing the great people of Matu.